What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the world's greatest football store. In front of me is one of the most beautiful colorway packs of the year. This is Adidas Road to Glory. Let's jump into it. The Road to Glory pack is really to commemorate and celebrate some of the amazing competitions and finals that we have coming up. Of course, coming into June and July, we've got the Women's Euros for 2025, the Champions League finals, and of course, the Club World Cup. Now, these are packed with little details, both in color and in design, that I think are very, very cool and representative of these incredible achievements of top footballers. Now, in terms of colorway, they all kind of have the same design elements, basically a white base, gold in the sole plates, some black accent marks, and then of course, this really interesting purple detailing, which is very regal. Purple tends to be a color associated with royalty and kings and queens, and this is because the royalty that's playing on pitch in some of these upcoming tournaments and finals. As a short personal aside, I'm from Seattle, Washington, and University of Washington Huskies are actually gold, white, black, and purple, so I think just in terms of hometown, this is a very special colorway for me, and I imagine those guys over there are going to be wearing this colorway quite a bit because it matches their kits perfectly. Now, in terms of what we have at Ultra Football, we've got 3 silos with a bunch of different options. We of course have the regular laced model of each one of these. We have the laceless model of each one. We have the fold over tongue model, of course, of the Predator FT, and we have FG and soft ground versions of all 3 of these silos. Let's jump into some of the details. So first off, with the Copa Pure 3 Elite. Now this looks absolutely sensational. It's very simple, and in comparison to the other 2 boots, the purple detailing is actually very small. So if you're not somebody who really wants that little bit of kind of that sage purple colorway, you might want to go for a boot like this in terms of color, other than the 3 studs here in the forefoot area that's got that little purple accent, almost similar to the shirt that I'm wearing here. Now, this has a full fusion skin upper, so for those of you who don't know, fusion skin is this really beautiful blend of calfskin leather in the forefoot that seamlessly gets together with a synthetic leather in the midfoot. You've got a really nice heel area that's padded, has a really nice suede liner as well, and then you've got knit through the tongue or lacing system area. And then in that sole plate, it's mostly conical studs through this control frame, which is an update from the Pure 2, and I think is a really welcome sight for those who like more of a general balanced feel under feet. I feel like this is one of the best sole plates on the market, both for responsiveness and just for that general overall comfort while playing on different types of FG surfaces. As in terms of fit and feel, this is a boot that's going to fit most foot shapes. I'd say if you have really narrow feet, you're going to fit in these great. Average width feet, also great. If you have super wide feet, you might need a little bit of break-in time through the midfoot, but for somebody like me who's got very excessively wide feet in the midfoot, these actually fit really, really well after about 2 hours of break-in time. So don't be concerned if the boots don't fit you perfectly in a certain area right away. Might just take a little bit of break-in time. Now moving on to the F50, which has a lot more purple accenting across the upper. It's a very fast-looking design with all these lines kind of pointing forward towards the toe of the boot, or backwards depending on how you look at it. It's a very classic F50 design as well, with the really nice F50 logoing here. This is of course a very lightweight speed boot that's got a lot of responsiveness with this fiber touch upper. You've got some grip elements with the sprint web, so you can hear some of the texturing that's on the upper, which is very nice. It's good for control in wet and dry weather conditions, and it doesn't distract you like a waxy sensation upper would. This also has their compression fit tunnel system through the lacing system area, which gives you a much more wrapped kind of one-piece upper as opposed to going with a knit. They go with this more synthetic elasticated material through the midfoot, and then you also have that suede padded heel liner, very similar to the Copa Pure 3 Elite, and then of course the sprint frame outsole, which is absolutely fantastic. It's just aggressive enough to feel like you're getting that extra bit of bite in the FG surfaces, but it's going to be good for a lot of that pivot and rotational energy. Now, in terms of how the F50 Elite fits on feet, It's a boot that doesn't fit me all that well simply because I have a really wide midfoot. I would say that these fit great for players who have any sort of average wide or narrow toe box area, and then probably average to narrow mid feet, just because this fiber touch upper isn't going to stretch all that much, but with some break-in time, they end up feeling really nice on feet, very responsive, and a very thin touch on ball for one of the top speed boots on the market. And finally, moving on to my favorite of the three, the Predator Elite FT. Now, of course, we can get this in an FT model, the regular laced, or the LL or laceless model here at Ultra Football, or online at ultrafootball.com.au. Now, this is one of my favorite boots on the market, regardless of brand, because of the way this hybrid touch fits. But in terms of design, you get the very similar Predator 25 Elite colorway scheme with this really nice kind of flowing colors. In this edition, it's in gold. You've got the black stripes, of course, and then the purple accents are very tastefully done on this particular model. The purple is actually all of this strike skin grip elements here on the tongue and on the medial side of the midfoot and forefoot area, and then you have the Predator logoing on the strap itself that also has that little bit of kind of that regal color of purple. Now, in terms of the design of the boot and the materials that are used, it's a full hybrid touch 2.0 upper, which is sort of a combination between a really nice synthetic and a leather material, so it's not going to overstretch, but it does have sort of this elasticated fit to it, which I absolutely love. You get hybrid touch here in the tongue as well, but that doesn't really affect the fit of the boot. A regular standard U-throat tongue for this and the normal lace edition, and then you have the knit tongue similar to the Copa Pure 3 in the laceless model, a padded suede heel liner as well, which with quite a bit of stability through that external heel counter, and then of course a very, very nice sole plate as well with the Control Frame 2.0. This is a stud pattern that is tried and tested with the 24 and the 25 model of this Predator. It does a great job biting into the ground, and with these rounded off triangular style studs, you really do get a nice amount of bite and pivot power with any sort of FG surfaces. It is one of the most unique boots on the market, kind of in a different category compared to everything else that's in the knit control boot category, and I think this is a very unique product, and in this colorway looks absolutely fantastic. And in terms of fit and comfort on feet, this is a boot that's really going to fit most people. I think some people who have a really wide midfoot, like myself, might take an hour or two to break them in, similar to the Copa Pure 3 Elite, but over time, you're going to be able to fit in these just fine. It's got a little bit of a lower toe box compared to the leather model, very similar to the F50, I'd say. And so in terms of fit and feel, I think you're going to be fine if you need to buy this blind or without coming into store. But of course, with any of these three models, I highly recommend, even if you know you love them in terms of colorway, definitely come into store here in Melbourne or in Sydney and try them on before you buy, so you can get the perfect size and the perfect fit. So I'm curious, which of the three boots are your favorite to actually play in? And then which of these three are your favorite in terms of how they look? Now, I'll go through my ranking really quick. In terms of what I like to play in, Predator's number 1, Copa is number 2, F50 is number 3, but all of them actually fit me okay, other than the F50, which is maybe meant for a little bit more narrow foot shapes. Now, in terms of colorway, I actually think they're lined up perfectly. This is the one that I like the best in terms of looks for this pack. Then comes the Predator, then comes the F50 as well. All amazing colors for this Road to Glory pack with that accent of gold and purple, black and white. Fantastic addition to any of you guys out there who want something a little bit bold, but also has this elegance to it. All right, guys, that is going to wrap up today's overview of the Road to Glory pack. I think these look absolutely fantastic, and be sure to be on the lookout for some of these boots on the top players coming up in the Champions League final, the Women's Euros, and of course, the Club World Cup final. This is going to be a great pack to watch all winter or summer long. And if you guys, of course, are interested in any of the different variations of these, we do have them online and in store as of the drop of this video, so you can pick up the one that actually suits you the best. As always, make sure you come into store if you can and try the boots on first to get the correct size, because we want to make sure you guys are getting the proper fit when wearing a pair of top-end football boots like this. Head over to our Instagram for daily updates on all football boots and football gear. And of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel here and like the video if you got value from it. My name is Noah Kavanaugh, and I'll see you guys next time at the world's greatest football store.